Hi guys, welcome to day 3 of Leader Life Masterclass. My name is Lauren Granato. In case I'm popping up in your feed and you're like, who is this girl? What is this? I have been in the direct sales industry for just about 10 years. I've got almost 20 years of experience running businesses, which is where a lot of what we're going to dive into today came from. And I've been a top leader in the direct sales industry. I've had a team where we were earning, myself and my leadership team, we were earning double and triple amount of other leaders with similar team size to us. So first, before we jump in today, I just want to make sure, by the way, I'm so sorry if you were on the first attempt to go live today and I had to restart. I just want to make sure that we're on. Okay, good. The video is showing. The first time I had created an event for this masterclass thinking that would be better because people could RSVP and get notifications to it. But then every time I would try to go live here, it would automatically link it to the event and it wouldn't show the live video anywhere. So people were getting notified but couldn't watch. So that was super fun. But I figured it out. Now we're here. Okay, so the whole point of this masterclass is to equip you with the basic skills, right? This is a free masterclass. We're on like kind of a time limit, so we don't dive too deep on this, but hopefully it's been good stuff so far for a lot of you guys. You've been telling me it is, so I hope today's gonna blow your minds the most because today's my favorite training I have ever done, and it's the one that always gets the best response too. Everyone always wants a deeper dive into this. So I'm actually going to set a timer when we get started for 5 minutes because I could talk about this topic for hours and I absolutely will if I don't restrain myself. So the whole point of this masterclass is to equip you with the basic leadership skills that you need to have a thriving team, to not feel like you're working all day, not getting anything done, right? Not be on your phone all day, like glued to your phone, trying to like put out fires and play catch up and get all your things done, support your team, all that. Leadership should be fulfilling, not stressful. And that's what this masterclass is all about, getting successful with strategies and pinpointing exactly what needs to be done in order to see your team thrive. So, like I said, this is my most popular training. Everyone always goes crazy for this. I've trained more teams than I can count on this. I've trained leadership teams. I've trained sales teams. I actually was a guest on the tag team, if you guys remember them, a few years back, and I did this training, and that actually might be how a lot of you found me. So I'm very excited to dive into this one. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for being here, especially if you've been taking each session of this masterclass. If you haven't, you can go back and watch the first 2 days. They really lay the groundwork for what we're going to talk about today. And if you need the links for the first 2 days, if you can't find them, just tell me in the comments and I'll link them for you. To thank you guys for participating in this, I also have something for you at the end of this class. It's free. You're going to get it in order to help you with what we're learning today. It's going to be a really good aid for you and for your team. So, your people are going to eat this up today. Hit the share button. All right? This is a good one, okay? You can wait till later and hit the share button, but I'm telling you right now, you're going to want to share it. So, day 1, we talked about time management, how to become a time management expert. I know time management is not like the most fun, exciting topic, but if you're not a time management expert, if you're not an expert at it, then you are doing yourself and your team a huge disservice. Yesterday, we talked about using your personal business as your secret weapon to impact your team. So if you missed that, go watch that for sure. And today, we're going to dive into how to pinpoint exactly what your team needs, the training they need, the incentives that will actually work. And when I say training, I don't mean like, here's how to sell more, right? Like that's not a pinpoint. That's very broad. We're going to pinpoint it. So that could mean once you're done with today, you're going to be able to use this knowledge to go back and look at your team numbers. You can even use this for your personal business numbers, and you're going to know if the exact training you need is on closing when you're recruiting in text. Like it's very specific. Or it could be how to add on supplemental products to each sale, depending on what they're buying. Or it could be hostess coaching on the morning of the party. Like we're going to hone in on like the very specific things, topics, skills that you and your team need to develop. And instead of looking at your team numbers and saying, oh, recruiting was down last month, I'm going to offer an incentive for recruiting, or oh, sales were down last month, I'm going to go do a training on how to book more parties. Your team might not need to book more parties. Your team might need to figure out how to put together a hostess packet. Your team might need to figure out how to convert party guests into shoppers. Like, we're going to get really specific. Okay, so like I said, I will be setting a timer because otherwise I will talk about this all day long. So we're going to go 5-minute timer. All right, ready? Ready? When this goes off, I have to stop talking about KPIs. All right, here we go. All right, so KPIs, key performance indicators. I'm going to try to talk fast so I can get as much information in as possible. These are things like your average dollar sale, your average units per transaction, your average party guests, your average orders per party, your party average. For social media, it could be things like your average reach, your average conversion into followers, your average conversion into customers, your conversion rate from party guests to new teammates. Like, there's all these different things. There's literally hundreds that I could go through with you guys and explain in depth how to figure them out, what they mean when they're high, what they mean when they're low, what they mean when they're high and these other 3 KPIs are low, and vice versa. Like I said, I could talk about this all day long, but we're going to go over the really basic ones. All right. So average dollar sale, ADS is what I'm going to call it. Excuse me, there's a hair on my mouth there. Average dollar sale. You figure this one out by taking your total sales, and I usually like to do it for the month. Take your total sales for the month, your volume, the amount of money in which you had in sales. So let's say it's $3,000, okay? And then you look at how many orders you had. This includes party orders. It includes orders from follow-ups. It includes orders that are just like reorders, or you did a girls' night in your VIP group, whatever. This includes all your orders. So let's say you sold $3,000 total last month. You had 100 orders. You do 3,000 divided by 100. So your ADS, your average dollar sale, would be $30. Now, for most of us, this is low, all right? It is going to vary from company to company, depending what your products are. If you only sell really high priced products, your average dollar sale is going to be way higher. But if you sell really low priced products, like maybe you sell jewelry that's $5 a piece, $30 is probably not an awful average dollar sale for you. So this is going to depend on a lot of things, all right? For me personally, in the last company that I was in, our products were about $15 average. So for me to look at average dollar sale being 30, that's really low. That would be really low for me because it means I'm only selling 2 products. So then I would look at other metrics. Okay, what are my units per transaction? How many items is my average customer buying in a single order? Are they buying 12? No, probably not if my ADS is $30. Average is probably going to be 2. So then I'm going to look at not just how to sell more, but how to add on extra items. And those two definitely go hand in hand, but sometimes you'll see your units per transaction be really high and your ADS be low if those units that they're purchasing are on sale. So, like I said, if you're doing like a sale in your VIP group where a product that's usually $15 per item is $5 per item, your UPT is going to be real high, but your average dollar sale is going to be lower because you're selling more for less. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's not. It depends on a lot of other KPIs. Your party average. We're going to focus on party plan companies today because this is the easiest set of KPIs to dive into. If you're not party plan or you just use social media marketing to sell your product, you can apply the same knowledge and method to your social media metrics. And you can message me with questions about that. But today we're going to cover party. So like average dollar sale, units per transaction, your party average, you see how much money you sold at parties that month and divide it by how many parties you did. Now, This is a good one because if your party average, maybe you are doing 10 parties a month, but your sales are low and you can't figure out why. You look at your party average. Okay, your average party is only $200. Okay, so then we're going to look at this other KPI, guests per party. Are we not getting enough guests to the party? Maybe your guests per party is 20. That's great. Okay, so getting people to the party is not the problem. Are they not ordering? Like, are people ordering? Or are they ordering too little? Are they a bunch of small, tiny, like one item orders? Or are people just not ordering? So then you look at your orders per party, which again, it all comes back to the total amount of orders you had from parties divided by how many parties you have. And I know I'm like kind of spewing these off at you, and you are probably trying to like write it down. The free gift that I have for you guys, the freebie I have for you guys at the end of this is actually, it has all the equations on there and how to work through it, and it has tips. Like it's amazing. So don't try to scramble and write super fast. Oh, okay, time's up. I'm gonna finish the thought that I had right before I dove into the freebie part. So if then you look at your orders per party. Okay, let's say your orders per party is high. So your parties are only $200. You're getting 20 people there per party. You're having people order. Maybe you're getting 10 orders per party. Like, that's good. Okay, you're converting them to customers. You're getting them to the party. You're booking 10 parties a month. You're doing all the right things, but these people are not buying enough. Then you can pinpoint, I need to figure out how to get them to order more in each order. So there's something missing. There's a miss there with the size of the orders. And then you can look at your party format. You can look at your hostess coaching for follow up. You can look at, are you doing a good job of telling people why they want to buy multiple products? Are you offering supplemental products? Are you upselling? Like, you can really pinpoint and see what the problem is, what the miss is, and then fix it. And you're going to see your average order will go up, your units per transaction will go up, your party average will go up, your sales for the month will go up. By this one, it could be a tweak as small as you explaining a product better, one product, or you somewhere adding into your party format saying, hey, like, you're gonna buy this product here because it's a no-brainer, everybody buys this. You also need this to go with it. You need this to go with it. Or, hey, if you buy 2, it's $20, but if you buy 5, it's only $40. It's buy 4 get 1 free. Like, whatever thing that you're missing, as soon as you fix it, you could double your sales from something that simple. Now, as a leader, this is how you figure out what your team needs. This is how you figure out if they need hostess coaching help, or if they need sales help, or if they actually need help booking more parties, or if they're talking to a bunch of people about the opportunity but they're not converting them. Then you dive into those conversations that they're having and you pinpoint what they're missing. If someone's reaching out for bookings, they did their Frank list, they did their dream team list, they've done everything, but they're not getting answers, then you pinpoint, like, what, let me see the message you're sending. If the message looks good, then you pinpoint, who are you sending this to? So there's a lot of different ways that KPIs are useful for your business and for your team. Now, I know, like I said, I just rattled off a bunch of like mathematical equations to you, and you're probably thinking, I'm not a mathematician. Like, I'm overwhelmed. I can't figure this out. You don't need to figure it out. Say holy smokes in the comments, and I'm gonna send you that freebie. And it again, like, it's just free for you to use because I knew I wouldn't be able to dive into this topic as deeply as I want because it would take 8 hours. Oh, the cat wants to say hello. So I made this freebie that lists equations, tells you what each KPI identifies, and has a bunch of tips on there. It tells you the main ones that you want to be tracking each month, and you can take that freebie and give it to your team. I'm encouraging you to share it. Take it, give it to your team. They can fill it out. So like when Susie then comes to you and says, I have 10 parties booked per month, like, I'm doing parties, I'm hostess coaching, I'm doing all these things, my party format's good, I can't figure out why people aren't ordering. You can say, let me see your KPIs. Show me your KPIs. I'm sorry, guys. This is the most needy cat ever. Oh, and he just unplugged my ring light. That's fine. So like I said, say holy smokes in the comments and I'll send you that system for free. Couldn't think of the word. Okay, tomorrow we are going to be diving into who on your team you want to be working with, right? Because let's be real, you're going to send this KPI system to your teams, to your teammates. Some of them are going to use it, some of them are not. And you can't be doing their KPIs for them. You are focused on your personal business. You are going to coach and support them, but you're not going to be running their business for them. You're not here to like convince or motivate or be anyone's therapist or financial advisor, right? Like they need to be doing it themselves. You give them the tools and then they need to take the tools and do it themselves. So we're going to figure out who you should be focusing on coaching within your team. All right. By the way, if you want a deeper dive onto KPIs, there is going to be something for you that I'm putting together, and it should be ready by the end of this week. But I think you're going to be very excited about it. If you're like, oh my gosh, I want more of this, watch out for that. Make sure you watch for it. It will be limited. I can tell you that for sure. It will be limited, so you will want to watch for it. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Again, if you're watching the replay, tell me that you watched the replay and say holy smokes in the comments, and I will come back through and give you that freebie for the KPI system. I've got to send it to you. So you got to tell me if you want it. All right. Bye.